Welcome. In this episode, I'm going to show you 4 methods I used to apply Japanese shikkui or stucco material to my walls in my hallway. I'm going to show you how I turn this claustrophobic mess into this. So, let's get started. Join me on my adventure to renovate an old house in Japan. I'm going to be using the shikkui umaku nureru. This is a pre-mixed shikkui, and again, you can buy these like in a dry bag and then mix it yourself, but it's just much more convenient when you buy it pre-mixed. This is called the gray color series, and this comes in 3 different types of gray. And I think the idea that I want to do is I want to create like a, how would I say, kind of like a concrete finish. That's kind of the style that I want. So let's take a look at some of the materials that I'm going to be using and some of the tools that I'm going to use for this project. This is the pre-mixed shikkui. It's not cheap, but it's a great product. I'll be using the charcoal gray color. A plaster holder. It'll help me keep the material close to me and reduce mess. A trowel with divots for easy application. A flat metal trowel to smooth out the wall. Mesh tape to tape the gaps from the drywall. Masking plastic or masking or curing paper, I'm not sure what it's called, to protect the floors. Method 1. I will start with applying drywall over the old sand wall and then applying the shikkui directly to the drywall. I will not use wall primer. I decided that the walls were too damaged to salvage. There are many gaps at the edges of the wall and cracks everywhere. The best idea, I thought, would be to cover them in drywall and plaster over that. It turned out to be an easy fix to avoid having to fill all the huge gaps around the edges of the wall. I had done it before and it took forever. The shikkui went on easily, and there were no problems with the application. The first method, which is these walls here, these walls have the drywall, and I didn't use any sort of primer or any sort of undercoat over the drywall, so I just put the plaster directly to the drywall. Now, of course, part of me thought, well, I should probably do some research and find out, do I have to prime the wall before I actually put plaster on drywall? And the answer to that is yes, you do. Many people said you should do that because it might compromise the drywall. Now, I don't see any problems with the wall. If I push the wall here, nothing's happening. I don't see any movement, and I don't see that it actually wants to fall down or crumble. Method 2. I will apply the shikkui directly to untreated sunakabe sand walls. Again, I will not use wall primer to prepare the wall in any way to receive the plaster. I will plaster the back wall where the sink will go and the walls above the sink. You can see a shape where the old sink was. Yuck. I've been having trouble with the plaster being too thick and difficult to apply on the wall. To alleviate the force needed to apply the plaster, I will pre-mix the shikkui to make it smoother with this mixer. Ah, so smooth and buttery now. It's much easier to apply on the wall when the plaster is smoothed out. I will wait until the wall is about 80% dry. I tested by lightly pressing on the wall with my finger. It should feel firm but not sticky or hard. Then I'm going to use the metal trowel to smooth it out. Just light pressure is enough. Let it glide over at a slight angle. This will give me a nice concrete finish. Method 2 was a little more difficult. There was one area that had some cracking. It seems the plaster didn't dry correctly. This was probably due to the overly dry conditions of the sand wall and the summertime heat, as well as the sun hitting this wall in the evening. It's been about 3 weeks since I've plastered this side of the hallway. On these walls, here, and down here, that was the sand wall. Again, I didn't prime that wall. I didn't do anything to prepare it for receiving that material. Now, again, I've seen in the internet where people actually, they put some sort of undercoat or sealer to seal the sand, and it was kind of a troublesome process putting the plaster onto the sand because it would kind of want to come off. But I made sure to just kind of press hard and keep it even. And prime the drywall. They're going to seal the finish of the sand wall, and then they're going to put the shikkui on top of it, or the plaster. This was kind of just maybe, I don't want to say that I was testing it, maybe I was just being lazy, but I really wanted to know, can I just really just apply it on there and skip that extra step of having to paint the sand. I knew that I wasn't going to actually bump into these areas up here, so I thought, well, let me try it, see if it works. I'm not totally unhappy about the cracking. I think it actually looks kind of cool. Again, I was going for that concrete look, and I think by it having this kind of cracked look or effect to it, I think it actually looks concrete-ish. That's a word. Method 3. I will finally use wall primer to prime the sand wall first, and then I will apply the shikkui to the primed sand wall. Like all the walls in my house, this wall is crumbling. Before I prep the wall though, I want to remove some bamboo and ceiling debris left over from the ceiling demolition. These walls need to be cleaned up now so I don't damage the shikkui later. Paint roller, some cleaning paper. I will use a wall primer called Actomel. It's designed to repair and prime crumbling sand walls. Don't get it mixed up with this product called Keisudo undercoat. I bought it earlier thinking it could be applied onto sunakabe walls. It can't. It even specifically says it shouldn't be used on crumbling walls. It's useless. Get out of here. Go. Use this product only. Another failed product. This is low-tack blue masking tape. I used it to mask the wood around the walls. Well, it doesn't damage the wood, which is great, but it doesn't actually stick to the wood either.
The all-new low-stick tape won't damage your wood. Revolutionary wood guard.
Cut! Why is it peeling itself off? Come on, let's run it again. This green masking tape is the regular strength. It's what damaged my wood trim before. Nope. So I will try a new masking tape, Nitto Pro Self. Will it work? The Actomel is mixed with water, 50-50 ratio. It's like painting your walls with whole milk. It was super easy to paint on, but the walls drank it up quickly. expect your roller to fill up with sand and your paint tray. Don't get angry over spilled milk. I'll never apply shikkui without mixing it first, ever again. The left side of the wall is where I already applied the trowel to smooth it out. The right side is before using the trowel to smooth it out. The masking tape seemed to do its job perfectly. Looking good.
The all-new low-stick tape won't damage your wood. Revolutionary wood guard.
Cut! Seriously, Gary, it keeps peeling off. I can't work with this. Method 4. I'm going to use everything at my disposal for this last method. I will install drywall over the sandwall, then prime the drywall, and finally plaster the drywall to finish. I took the railings off. The wall needs more prep to receive the drywall. The drywall is thin, but still too thick to fit over the wall in some places. The wall is warped and has swelled in some areas. You can see how I have a larger gap at the bottom and less at the top. The drywall won't install correctly unless I even the wall gap. I will have to scrape the wall down so everything will be even. The top is good, but the middle needs more scraping. This process took time and patience and made a huge mess. The drywall is ready to install. Screw it in. Prime the wall. I used the whole milk. And plaster it to finish. Uh-oh, peeling the masking tape here damaged my wood again. Just this beam of wood. So stupid. I have no idea why it happened here. It wasn't on the wood for more than a few hours. Another disappointment. Useless.
The all-new self-removal tape. Patented technology. Wrist hurt from tape removal? Shoulder pain? Not anymore. Removes itself. Saves time. Buy now.
May actually never stick to your walls.
Results may vary, may cause back pain from removal from floor, could possibly damage wood, could cause headaches from frustration.
And finally, clean it all up. Even though I used 4 methods in this video, the result is all the same. Everything looks great. I hope you enjoyed the video. These were my 4 methods I used. I know that some of them are a little bit unconventional, and I'm not trying to advocate one method over the other. Which method is the best method? Well, of course, if you have the time and the money, you're going to do all the right steps, which is put the primer on before any of one of these steps that I've done. I'll leave it up to you to decide which method you want to use and how much money you want to spend and how much time you want to spend on that project. Again, I'm not advocating one method over the other. I was just showing you my results. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Now, of course, these walls have been here maybe about 6 months now, and I've had no problems with any of the walls. Of course, you're saying that one wall, it's cracked. And one of the things that I concluded was that that wall is one of the walls that is facing the sun in the evening. So when the wall is being hit by the sun, I concluded that the wall dried too quickly compared to all the other walls. There were 2 walls that I also applied shikkui to the sand wall directly without primer, and those 2 walls are fine. There were no cracking on those walls. Of course, each method had its own challenges, but the end result is all the same. So even if you skip the step of actually applying the primer to the walls, I think that you can still get away with actually doing it any one of these 4 methods. And you probably noticed my floors are already installed. I did install them myself, but you'll see in a later episode why I actually haven't shown that video. More on that later.